Hey everybody, this is AYG's Alpha Team, here with a video that I want to talk about with you guys. In this video, we're going to cover E3, our trip to E3, the future games cover that we're going to do in the channel, and what's next for the channel. And right here, this is just some footage of the game Anthem that I'm going to play in the background while I talk here for a second. But we're going to talk about a couple of things we saw at E3, how awesome it was. We're going to go over 4 different games that I played. Well, 3 different games that I played at E3, 4 different games that I want to talk about, and whether or not we're going to be covering them on the channel. Now, we would ideally want to do all 4, but it's just we got a really small group here, so we can only do 2 max probably. But we're going to go over all 4 of them anyway, because we will be playing all 4 of them regardless. And I wanted to start with Destiny 2. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with the channel, actually, before I get started, all these trailers are going to be playing in the background. I will go ahead and leave a link for all of them if you want to see them without me talking over them. I'll leave a link for them in the description so you can take a look at them. But if you're familiar with the channel, we covered a lot of Destiny when we first started doing our thing. We got a lot of ghost fragments and a couple of how-to videos and some weapon reviews, because this is what we played mostly. And Destiny 2 is coming out. I got the chance to play this. I actually played it twice. And of course, you know, it was a cool game. Destiny's a cool game. Destiny's a good Bungie made a good franchise. It's super awesome to play. And this is one of the things. This is one of the games we might be covering. I did have some qualms with it. My main thing is, like, it's a great game. It's a sequel to Destiny 1, so you can't expect it to be a completely new game. But I was expecting more of changes. They did some good cosmetic changes. There's some changes to some supers, so where, like, they act differently. There's a couple of different mechanics that are different too. Mechanics of the game that are going to be different. But overall, the game plays a lot like Destiny 1, which is fine. But what I was expecting was maybe a little bit more addition to what we could do as a Guardian, or even just as a character in the game. Like, there's no new subclass, there's no new Guardian that you can be. It's still going to be Arc, Solar, and Void. Now, adding another subclass would have been great, and it would have made the game, like, super cool for me personally. I would have thought that would have been a great addition. It would have got me more hyped for the game, but none of that happened. And, you know, I'm not the game developer. I don't know exactly what their plan is on everything. But to me, it wasn't enough of a change for me to be that hype about it. I am hype, of course, because I do love the game and the franchise. So I will be playing it. Now, whether or not we'll be covering on the channel is a different story. And it was super fun to play. I did play it twice. Got a cool Destiny 2 t-shirt out of it. And it was really hype at, actually, E3. They did a good job of promoting it. But again, like, is it something I'm going to want to cover? I don't know yet, because there are other games that I want to talk about. Cade being Cade. But yeah, it was fun. You know, I definitely recommend it if you're a fan of the franchise to play the game. Pick it up. I'm definitely going to get a pre-order for it. And again, we're going over 4 different games, and we'll be playing all these games, but whether or not we'll cover them on the channel is a different story. So next game that's up is going to be Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Now, me personally, Alpha Team, I've spent most of my adult life playing fighting games. Fighting games is where I get most of my time in college went, most of my time period in my 20s went, and I was obsessed. I played a lot of Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I got to the point where I got really good, and this is what I like. This is my roots in my roots in my gaming comes with fighting games. So Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite is the next iteration of the Marvel vs. Capcom franchise. I got a chance to play. It was super fun. It is definitely a different game style than the previous Marvels, with and point the previous 2 Marvel vs. Capcom games. Plays a lot like Marvel 1 if you've ever played it. And I do have some issues with this game. You know, it's a different play style between Marvel 2 and 3. It's a 2-on-2 buddy system kind of thing. And they have made the game more user-friendly for people, so there's like a lot of auto comboing, and like the movements are a lot easier. You can, you know, auto air combo and things like that. It's meant to cater to more people, which is why they're going with the MCU characters too. Which is a problem I had too, because how can you make a Marvel game without X-Men characters? And I'm not sure that's the route they're going, because they haven't really specified whether or not they're going to be including them or not. But they did make the change to the more cinematic characters. That's why there's Thanos and Doctor Strange and Gamora and Groot, and that's the route they're going. And another beef I had, which I read in an article, which kind of just made it point to me, was it's hard to identify with these characters, like, you know, like Hawkeye or Gamora even. Like, they don't look like the cinematic characters, and they don't look like the characters in the comic book. So it's hard to identify with them. Like, I feel like it's gonna lose the hardcore gamers that appreciate how the cosmetics are more towards the comics. And it's not really going to cater to too many people in the cinematic unit that enjoy the cinematic characters, because they don't look like the cinematic characters. But that's just more of a cosmetic point. The mechanics of the game are super fun, and it is going to be a good game. And like I said, we will be playing it. It's not like we're not going to be playing these games. Of course we're going to play it. The game was fun though. And considering to play it on the channel, story demo is downloadable, so I definitely recommend picking it up. And here you can see the deluxe edition gives you 6 all-new DLC characters. Those might be X-Men. I don't know. We won't know until the game comes out. The next game up is Dragon Ball Fighter Z. Now, this game I played, and out of the games I played in my experience at E3, this was the most fun game that I played. Now, this is a game by the same people that made Guilty Gear. So if you ever played Guilty Gear, or Guilty Gear X, or DGXX, or any of those games, same guys made this game. And it's, you know, it's exactly what it says. It's Dragon Ball Z characters playing in a fighting game. And the mechanics of this are a lot like Marvel 2, Marvel vs. Capcom, which is probably why I like it so much. It's 3v3 with assist builds and like super combos, and you can connect supers, and you get to play as Dragon Ball characters, which is amazing. I used Gohan, and I thought he just looked super cool. And the game was super fun, and the mechanics were great. And this is the type of game that's going to kind of like unite a lot of the fighting game community with the type of game it is. The anime fighters, the versus fighters, all of that's going to be encompassed in this game, and it's super fun to play. This is what I probably will be playing the most, because it was just that fun. And I would like to cover this game, but I'm not sure if we'll be able to have time to cover it. Depending on what we're going to go with the channel, it might not be that game that gets most of our attention. But it will be getting off the channel. It will be getting a lot of my attention, because this game looks super fun. And then last up is Anthem. Anthem's that game that we showed clips of at the beginning. And I went ahead and went to just the gameplay footage, so we're not talking to anybody and we're not wasting any time, so you can see what's going on. But the game itself did not have a playable demo, at least not that I was aware of, at E3. But they did present themselves during the Xbox One press conference. And I know it's not available on all platforms, but I don't know if it's going to be console exclusive to Xbox. But the game looks amazing. Your character is a quote-unquote freelancer, and you wear these suits called javelins, and you use them to explore these worlds, take on enemies, things like that, survive pretty much. And there are different types of javelins you can see here.
Nice, you've got a mortar equipped.
But this game looks amazing. It's supposed to be, it's made by BioWare, the same people that made Mass Effect Andromeda. And it's actually been being made since Mass Effect got started as well, which has been a huge complaint in the community, because people are thinking, well, like, all this good graphics went into this game, why couldn't you put them into Mass Effect? Mass Effect's a great franchise, and it seems like it got short-sighted with what it could have been. But as a result, there's this game now, Anthem, which looks super fun. And it plays in the same style as Destiny or Division. It's like a group atmosphere or a single. You get to explore worlds. You get to build and rank up your equipment and yourself. And it just looks amazing. People are comparing it to Destiny, saying it's going to be the Destiny killer because it's going to be coming out, and it's by BioWare, which is a great company. Whether or not it'll kill Destiny, I don't know, but it definitely has my attention as far as what I'm going to be playing, because it looks amazing, and this is gameplay footage for sure. The exploration looks really cool. You can see here discovery bonus XP, so you will be gaining experience while you explore these worlds as well. But the game just looks really fun. And it might be a change of pace from something like Destiny. And to say it's going to kill another game I think is ridiculous. Destiny's a great franchise too, and they will make good games, and they have made good games. But this game does look intriguing, and I most likely will be playing it a lot. Now, if it was just up to me, and I got to play whatever I wanted, I'd be covering Anthem and Dragon Ball Z. But I want to get your guys' input too on like what you think we should cover, and I will be taking that in consideration. I will be taking up trending things online, trending things on games, to figure out what's going to be the best thing to cover that's going to help out the channel the most. And again, we won't be getting rid of anything we're doing now. We will be covering Division as long as possible. Mainly because I like that game. Regardless of whether or not it's played as often, it's irrelevant because I'm choosing to put it on there. And we want to help the community as much as possible. Which is why your guys' input would be helpful here too. If you think, Anthem's going to be the only game you ever play and you want to get as much info as you can, we'll definitely provide. And vice versa, like if you think it's not going to be, and you want to do other things, or you want to see the channel do other things, we'll take everything into consideration. This move is awesome. I want to get this suit just for this move right here. How sick is that? This game looks really cool. And there's a gear system too, you can see right here. This character gets a new weapon. Again, all this was featured in the Xbox One press conference. And again, I will be putting links for all these. If you want to watch these trailers without my crazy voice ahead of them, you can check them out. But as far as cosmetics, this game looks amazing. The mechanics look crazy cool. I like the system they have built in for the suits and the exploration. I think it's really good. I'm personally calling it the Destiny killer, but I really hope Destiny comes through and just gives an appeal to more than just being a sequel of the game, and maybe give you more stuff to do, more mechanics, change mechanics in the game, like give us something new. But I mean, I'm not them, so I'm gonna do what they want. But this game looks super fun. The flying in the suits is what gets me. It looks so cool. This part is legit as well. See you on the other side. Just fly into this crazy storm.
Our story is out there.
But yeah, Anthem looks amazing. I will be playing this personally a lot. Hopefully we'll be able to cover it on the channel. But yeah, these are all the things we played at E3. We're gonna hopefully do at least 2 of them on the channel. But we'll have to see what happens. Your guys' input would be helpful for sure. But either way, we're going to try and help out the community as much as possible. So thanks for watching, guys. Go ahead and leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more from AreYouGaming.com. Also, shoot us a comment if you have any questions or you want to give us any feedback. Until then, go ahead. Game on.
Game on! Yeah, game on!